just do one more, like I'm so close, just don't give up, just keep going. People miss out on a lot of them because they stop before. And I talked about this last night on a big call. I was talking about, I'm 3 feet from acres of diamonds. I'm 3 feet from acres of diamonds. I'm 3 feet from acres of diamonds. And that's I think some of my best advice that I've passed down that, hold on, sorry guys, I'm trying to get my StreamYard to work still. I'm still not live on there. But yeah, so many people can't apply that same concept to their business, to their growth, whatever. Just read one more book. And like it'll finally click for you, and you'll finally start to like books or reading or whatever. So I think it's a really important concept. And I thought about it because Ed Mylett just came out with his book actually called One More, or I think it's dropping soon because he was advertising today. He was advertising today for the pre-sale. So it probably came for something like that. But anyways, it's really crucial in my business I'm like, man, like another deal fell through because in February, man, I had 2 or 3 deals literally fall through, and would have made me another 5 figures in the month of February, but I had those deals fall through. And so it's just so easy to like feel discouraged and get discouraged again when you're like, man, like I was pushing so hard, I was doing everything right, I was making all the calls and lining all these buyers and sellers up and making things right with my closing attorney and had everything and on time. Adi, what's up? And so I think it's important to know that, man, we are always 3 feet from acres of diamonds in all of those areas of growth. And if we didn't have to face resistance and dig and dig and dig, then it wouldn't be worth it. And that's how I think. Sometimes it's 6 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and I'm like, man, I've not had a good conversation with a seller today. I've not moved, my business forward. And it can feel like that if you think that, but it's really just focusing on the action, focusing on the consistency of the action, focusing on the numbers. And my instance is really just the KPIs, like how many texts have we sent out today, how many emails have we sent out today, how many deals have we sent out, how many buyers have I talked to, how many sellers have I talked to. So that is always definitely essential with what we're doing. But I think my phone's telling me I'm going to die, so I'm going to hop off. My audio might actually not be working, but I'm going to try to go live more. I think just instead of just like counting on like every night at 10 o'clock, sometimes I do want to get on before. So I think I'm going to go back to, popping in sometimes when I can, and even sometimes the office, when that way I could show you, be more involved, like actually into my deals, and kind of see more of the daily progress. Like instead of me at 10 o'clock, you could kind of see me, taking a call with the seller at 3 o'clock and unwinding, kind of from that, which just have to do in my workday. Like this is why it's best to do it 10 o'clock at night. Hey Sonny, what's up? If my audio is working on here, I'm on LinkedIn, which I'd rather talk to you, but Sonny, if you're here, could you tell me if my audio is working or not? Like my microphone button is like popping off in the corner. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. But as I was saying, so when you are working with sellers in the market that we're in, especially in the business that I'm in as a real estate investor, you're trying to get properties that everybody wants 120% for. You're trying to get them at 60%. And so you're literally like cutting in half what you're trying to do. Hey, yes, I do wholesale. So for anybody on, hopefully my audio is working. My phone is like geeking out on Instagram. But yeah, so I do wholesale. We have a full operation. I just hired our third virtual assistant today. And so what I'm doing, kind of my long story short, my plan for the next couple of years, I will be probably wholesaling for the next year or two, just stacking cash and making connections as much as I can with the private money lenders and other investors that I'm going to use in the future and collaborate with in the future, because wholesaling is great. It's a great cash flow business. Obviously, there's unlimited, income and deals to be done in wholesaling, but there's not a passive income. There's no passive income. There's no really wealth building because you don't hold on to properties. You let go of properties. So I'll be doing obviously this for a year or two, building up my network, my investor base, cash flow, whatever, and then be able to carry that and transition that into apartment deals and multifamily, strictly multifamily apartment deals that I will take down myself rather than flipping the contracts for. Because flipping contracts is great. I think it's the best way to get started, to get into the investing world or even real estate in general, because you get to learn every pillar of the business, from your sales funnel, lead generation, to getting deals under contract, to, getting deals signed, working with your closing attorneys and title companies, getting all the documentation necessary to satisfy lenders, and those things take deals to close, and build those relationships with big buyers and investors list. So I think wholesaling is the best way to really learn this entire business front to back without a lot of risk, without having a lot of money yourself. For sure. And then I believe everybody can graduate or, switch your business model if you'd like to. And so for me, that will be going and raising $3 million and going and knocking down, taking down a 50 unit apartment building in my name or in my LLC, and then raising another $5 million and then going and getting a 100 unit apartment building and bringing that down in my LLC. So that's what I'm doing moving forward. I'll be moving from, flipping the contracts to eventually in a year or two being able to, by actually acquiring properties in my LLC and raising capital, raising millions through my investor base and through my buyer base, I'll eventually, through that cash flow of my rental properties and the passive income, eventually be able to exit the wholesaling world, exit the wholesaling business model, because it's amazing in every way to learn the business, to, make $1 million, whatever you want to do with it. But it doesn't have the passive income. You don't actually have rental properties. I flip the contracts on rental properties. I don't actually have ownership of them. Therefore, I don't, have that residual income, that passive income. Like if we don't show up and make the calls, make the texts, and make the sales, we're not getting paid. We don't have income. Rather than if I had a 100 unit apartment building, I'd be getting, a few $100s every single month, in my bank account. I'm probably more than that. It just depends on the ownership, but you get the point. So anyways, that's the vision moving forward. The point of this really was to say one more, if I just do one more deal, find one more investor, find one more buyer, find the right seller, one more, I will get to help people, obviously. And every time I do one more call, one more text, one more email, one more deal, one more contract, I'll get closer to freedom, just a little freedom. Freedoms are so close. And what I was saying last night on this big call, I said, I love this. We're 3 feet from acres of diamonds. We are always 3 feet from acres of diamonds. So don't forget that you are 3 feet from acres of diamonds. And hope this adds some value to you. I know I'm crazy and all over the place, but please share this. Please message people, tell them to join, tell them to hop on here. I love to chat with people too. If you want to hop on, do a Q&A, chat about your experience, chat about my experience, whatever. We'd love to do that. So you guys have a great night. God bless you. Love you. Bye.